Twice a
Bum, bum,
summer.
bum. Gotta. So good. It's so good. It's
Turn
so
So
the
good.
bright
good.
side
It's
on.
so
Look at that. Look at that.
good.
This is Shana,
And Kris,
and we are Bad Queers. If you came out of the closet and got put in a box of stereotypes you don't belong to, then welcome to the Bad Queers Club.
this week in Queer Urban Dictionary, I have server top. Server top is one who prefers to give, but under the instruction or direction of the bottom, and may be more submissive. My sentence is a server top is also known as a service top, which we've absolutely talked about before.
Mm.
So,
All right. My Queer Urban Dictionary word of the week is Skittle Squad. Skittle Squad. It's basically it's very gay, it's very queer. It's Taste the Rainbow was the tagline of the multicolored Skittles candy brand. It basically means non-cis hetero. My sentence is can't hang out tonight. I'm going out with my Skittle Squad.
this seems like something you would say.
I don't know how to take that.
I I wanted to be as neutral as possible.
That wasn't a neutral statement.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right.
I hate it here. Y'all, before we cut up, we
Skill
have company.
squad.
And that's where it became not neutral. That's the example. Okay.
I still think it's pretty neutral.
I just need you to understand. That's
It's
where it was
like
not
explanation point though, like Skittle Squad. So it's like positive.
neutral.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with that. Okay.
Yeah.
We have company. Company that we love and adore and are so happy that she's back because we thought that she left us forever. Shelli Nicole is back. For those who have been with us for a long time, you have heard Shelli on the show multiple times. For those who are new, Shelli is basically the third bad queer of our family and is an amazing human. Shelli is a Detroit-born culture writer, curator, and editor. Bylines include Vogue, Thrillist, Architectural Digest, Marie Claire, and many others. She lives here in Chicago, where she is currently watching Kath and Kim on repeat. You can follow Shelli on Instagram at AOShelli, AYO Shelli, and on Substack at hishelli.net.
All right. Shelli, we have you back. You're back here safe. I'm wrapping my virtual arms around you. We are
Safe
all
is
back.
insane.
You're here. You're safe. We got you back. Like
Look,
it is just
Shelli, safe needed to be the word. We lost you for a while.
we
See,
did.
I was over here like, why don't you love us anymore?
Yeah.
Why?
I started to press
What
Shana.
was
I
too
was like, Shana,
engaged?
what'd you do? Did you say something? What is
I
going on in
thought I
Chicago?
truly thought I did something at this point, and I was just like, I don't know. I don't know.
Nobody
And then had to
did.
send it over to Kris to get you to do the things because I couldn't. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Nobody did anything. Safe is again insane.
Shana, I sent her a voice note like, I don't know, whatever Shana did, we're both sorry. She didn't mean it. Just come home. Just come
No.
home. Just
I
come
come
home
in
to
with
Bad
really
Queers.
good
Yeah.
intentions.
Yeah. I was like,
Dude,
she
I
didn't mean it. No ill
swear.
intent.
No, nobody did anything. This is
I just had to see.
chaos.
You
This is the
know.
most chaotic way to start an
Yeah,
episode.
it is, but it's just how we've been feeling. You don't understand. And then it was
Mm.
just like, I think we went through a period of like, she'll just come home when she wants to.
Right.
She'll just,
Dude,
she'll just come back.
not the prodigal daughter. Wild.
Yeah. Yep.
My
Yep.
dad would love that. Anyway,
Yeah. We kept the
but
lights on. We kept the lights on for
We
you
did.
just in case.
We did.
Just
I
in
came
case the
back
porch
with my
light.
little stick
Yep.
and my little knapsack. Like,
We kept the stove and the outdoor porch light on, like both, just in case.
stove light crazy because
Yeah.
we leave the stove light on too. It's insane. No, dude, I've literally just been busy. My summer was crazy. I also hate the summer because I'm always hot and I sweat so much. And like I'm just indoors in the AC, like, please just when this is gonna be over. But no, dude, I've just been busy. I've been going through hair colors. Obviously, I've been a redhead for like 3 years, but finding the right redhead color. But yeah, I'm totally fine. But I don't think I've been here a year or two. I think
It's
it's
been
like
2
2 years.
years. I
years.
checked.
It's like
Yeah.
2 years. Yeah. It's
So what you been
crazy.
doing? What's been happening? So many
Um,
changes.
who wants to jump in?
Right.
So many changes. The last time I was here, yeah, I actually don't remember. Can somebody refresh my
Like
memory?
you were still working at Autostraddle.
Oh, I was still working out. Well, that's a change.
That's a
So
change.
Best
that's
place to begin.
it's a wonderful place to start. Yeah, no, so I'm not there anymore. That's crazy. Well, I was gonna say through like through no fault of my own for total sure. But um yeah, just a lot of stuff happened. That's something like people can Google if they want, if they can find it, because it's been like 2 years and nothing really like the things that were supposed to change from it like didn't really happen. And they're still like kicking on and they've got made a lot of changes too right here. So like most recent thing I heard was like Carmen had also left. Carmen's not like editor-in-chief there anymore. And that was like last thing I heard like a few months ago. But yeah, so I'm not at Auto anymore. I am basically at my Substack, Hi Shelli. And everything that I did at Autostraddle, I essentially am doing, not essentially, I am doing on my own Substack. But at a smaller level because it's just me. But I write over there, the reviews, because I'm like so grateful that I made such a name for myself in the writer's world. People definitely reached out to me. I still write at different places and still have the connections, still go to all the film festivals, get like press. God, this word accreditation, whatever. It fucks me up every time. So I go to Tribeca, but I just cover everything like on Hi Shelli because it's an actual publication now. Like I'm on the Cherry Picks. I'm working with like getting to be an approved publisher at Rotten Tomatoes. Like
Wow.
but yeah, and I still like you know how when I was writing over there, I was an editor too, and I was like hiring. I do it over on my site. Really, currently, I have a writer that just went to TIFF in Canada, Toronto, and her coverage is rolling out on the site now. Her name is Leah Lee. Yeah, so everything's happening there. I'm still in Chicago, still with my partner, still perfect. Uh, still a redhead. But yeah, I think I am a little less online these days.
Is that intentional?
I was like, how does that feel?
I don't want to say it's like maybe half intentional, half is just like because I'm consuming the content that I wanna, maybe I don't feel as present because like not everything I consume that I want to write about. And when I was working at Autostraddle, I was consuming things that like, kind of if it was queer, I was watching because for the for the people, you know what I'm saying? So it was like that sort of expectation of me to be more online, or people knew that if something was queer and Black and coming out, they would likely hear from me, which was the case. Now it's kind of on a want to do basis. So it's half intentional and half like not, I guess. But I think I am coming back online more now. It started in the past like week or so. I've been posting more, finding out like the visual aspect to my sharing my work that I want to use, and also just posting on my feed, which is nothing that I usually do. So Instagram is like, what are you doing here?
Hi.
Why are you posting to the feed? We're not going to show this to anybody because
They're like, you have to get back in our graces. You've been posting
literally
enough.
no,
Yeah.
but for fucking real, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I hate playing that game, but
Yeah.
yeah, so that's what I've been up to.
That's what you've been up to. Would you say you're online, but in different places, like not on social
Yeah,
as much? Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
on Twitter like at all, which is
Yeah.
crazy because I used to love, but 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Twitter 2 years ago is not the same as Twitter or X
Whew.
as it is now.
I think
So
Twitter's X is a whole problem, as
yeah,
they tend to
and
be.
I really that was crazy.
Thank you.
That was fucking
Good. Let's
insane.
pause. Let's pause.
That was nice. That was good. That was a good one. I'll give it like an 8.5 out of 10. That was
Thank
good.
you. That's high
Yeah.
praise.
That's really good.
That's
It's
above
kind of
average.
like snuck in, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
But I used to be on like Twitter all the time, like
Mhm.
live tweeting shows that nobody asked me to tweet about because like I'm watching. That's how we found out about Hoochie Daddies. Remember?
That
I was just
is.
like, this is crazy. Why are we talking about this?
Yeah.
Yep. And now they're on multiple
But
seasons and out here.
Listen.
wild.
Who could have called that? Who could have called
Not
that
me.
was going to happen?
Not,
Okay. Not us.
Not me.
not us. Not us. I
That is
just
so
saw
funny.
this whole thing on TikTok and I was like, also TikTok, like, so I was never on TikTok. Like, I've never been a creator, but I used to be on it so much for work because I did the weekly, like, FYP column. And I don't know if they, well, I know they don't do FYP, but that it's not anything, all the columns that I had, I took with me. So, like, nobody can write, like, FYP. And my, like, the one where I used to define words
Mhm.
is gone and all the pieces are gone, like, because I just didn't want them continue to make money off of me while I wasn't there. And I feel really bad taking down a lot of stuff because I wrote it for you guys, but at the same time, I was done like not really great. It was done dirty. So I was like, I'm taking my toys with me.
Right. Take my shit down.
Take my
Take it
shit
down.
down.
All of
Take
it.
it down. Anything that's up is like a review, but that's because I'm on Rotten Tomatoes as an approved critic and I have to have those up still. But yeah, I'm not on Twitter anymore. And like Threads, I really like Threads, but nobody's there. And
I know Threads is
Spill,
actually
It's on
very
its way.
entertaining.
It's on its
I
way.
feel like maybe I should like give it another chance, but
Yeah.
I want threads where like people are literally talking about shows. So maybe no, maybe I'm not looking in the right places, but like, you know, people tweeting movies, tweeting about shows, like all that type of shit. Like I really think that's cool, but I haven't found that there. And on Instagram, and you know, people are posting stories, but that's just like day to day. And Spill is like didn't turn out to be what it was. And then yeah, Twitter,
Spill.
I only
Oh.
I only
It
go on
seemed
Twitter
fun
to
and then
like put a
Threads
call.
It really did.
Is
They had
it
a
fun?
moment.
Same
It had a
weekend.
moment.
Also,
White dress at a
Tumblr.
wedding.
People are on Tumblr again,
Right on Tumblr again.
Oh, come on,
Kinda cool.
Resurrection.
Is
which
Tumblr
is
letting porn back on? I mean, what's going on?
no, which is why everyone left in the
Oh,
first
okay.
place.
Well, until Tumblr gets its act together and comes to its senses, like, you know.
Leave the light
Yeah.
on, I guess.
I was
I don't
like,
know.
Reddit- it would leave the
Reddit and
lights
Twitter
on.
were like, it's fine, we got this.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
and I'm
And did
not
they?
on Reddit. I'm terrified of Reddit. I'm
Really?
terrified of it.
I'm
I
slowly
also
getting
don't
into Reddit.
understand it. I don't understand it. I don't know how to work
That's
it.
fair.
It's a
It takes
whole
a
other
minute.
world. It's
Takes
a
a
whole
minute to
other
get used
world.
It's a
Yeah.
lot. And then like I think I got bullied like the first time they had Reddit was like I downloaded it the first time I ever went to Sundance. And I'm
Yeah.
like, because my partner uses Reddit a lot, they like go on, everyone uses Reddit, like everyone loves it. And I was like, hey, can anyone tell me like different places and like at Sundance to stay and eat? And they were just like, why don't you look at, you know, like I was like, whoa,
Yeah, they
whoa.
be, yeah.
They said, why don't you
Yeah.
do it yourself, basically?
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought this was a community.
They said, I put in the work. You do not
Yeah,
get to
they were
benefit
like,
from my work.
you just got here. And I was like, I'm just gonna sit this one out. So I'm not on Reddit. I'm not on
That's
anything
hilarious.
really
I thought
weird,
this was
but
a community.
yeah, I am on Substack, which has this section called Notes, which is basically like it's social media and it's so fun. It's like,
Yeah.
but I think it's fun because it's a bunch of writers doing threads about movies and stuff that they wrote about. But yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That's what you've been doing.
Look at this. Are you still
Yeah.
living in the same place?
No, dude, I moved.
I could tell
Yeah.
by the new background. So I just,
Yeah.
wanted to slide that in.
I moved. I moved. I didn't move too far away, but I did move. I left Pilsen. And yeah, but I'm in a much better place. Everyone should use Instagram. If you don't post, or if you're not, maybe Threads now, is that where the kids are finding love?
Who knows?
Could be
through
soon.
Threads.
Who knows?
Not
Threads
who
does
knows.
have that. I
Crazy.
didn't think that because I was like, Threads seems like it's
Crazy.
early Twitter to me. Like where it's like it could be anything y'all want it to be. Like I see different
If
things on
anybody,
Threads every
whoever.
day. Yep, it can
But you
be
can't
whoever.
find things on it. And
Yeah, I see a
It
lot
could
of
be
people
better.
doing call outs for stuff. Like people will be like, here's specifically what I'm looking for. And then it's like the people manage to find it and flock. And then there's a whole thread of all the things.
there's a
But
whole
that's the
thread.
thing. I don't know if it's like queer behavior where they go and they're like, cool, cool, cool. I see this. And then there's no second step.
And then there's
That's what I need to know at threads because I really
here
don't
this
know if that's
is.
happening.
I don't think it is. Do you know what I think is happening?
Mm.
People are going back in the real world again. I feel like people are taking first step is like, I guess it used to be first step online, second step offline, right? You go online to get offline. Isn't that like Hinge's? You get online
Yeah.
to get offline.
It's like
I
made
was
to be
like,
deleted. Yeah.
if not,
Mhm.
I should be compensated because that was great. But obviously it's not. But I think that's what's happening in like all communities now. Like gaming, even like gaming communities or something. I feel like they'll be like, this is what we're doing, this is where what we're about. Let's meet here. And then all the rest of the thread we're looking for is happening in person.
Mhm.
Like lots of gatherings. People be doing stuff with like coffee, like Felton here for like Monday coffee. Like he'll post something that's like a gathering of a sort. It's like if you like coffee and like conversation, we're open on this day to do this thing. And then people go there to do it. So I think second step now is like offline.
Wow.
But
That's cool.
people like each
More
other
in-person
again.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
People
cool.
want to
They're
be more
like,
in
well, let's
person.
see in person. Let's just give it a shot, you know?
Yeah. But
Oh.
that's all Shelli's been doing and where she's living. I'm still in Chicago. We still live in Chicago. We didn't move too far away, but yeah. And I'm like super grateful for like Bad Queers and Autostrato and stuff like that because those people who like listened to me and read the work and all that stuff, they followed me to like my Substack and like they followed me like on Instagram and would like share the stories, the stuff that I was writing. So even though it ended even though it ended abruptly and not on my terms, like really without getting into it, it was happy ending, like people for me, like because the people I was writing for and stuff, they like followed me and the support showed up, like not in person, but it showed up. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Because we love your writing. I was gonna say for the threads thing, while you were saying, oh, I need to find people who review TV shows and film. It's like, no, Shelli, we're waiting on you to do that. Like
Right.
you're the
Like, you're
person
the one.
who I'm waiting for.
Well, okay, so
you know?
here's the thing too. I
And out here
guess
just
that's
drifting, watching bad shows and all that. There's no
I am.
direction.
I'm just
where am
like
I going?
I'm like, what
Floating
is
around.
this? Sifting through television
Yeah.
shows, like because well, and here's the thing. So what I've been doing now in my culture writing, not now, but just like recently, I've been deeply revisiting old shows and things that I loved. Because to be honest, and to be super fair, like I'm still very tuned into queer TV and film. There's just like not a lot of good stuff out, or it's not a lot of good Black queer content, not like POC centered. I mean like Black queer content, because there is a lot of like really good POC or queer content. Like the Persian version just came out, and like My Old Ass with like it with Maisie Stella and like Carice Brooks and stuff like that. It's queer stuff, but it's not Black. So that's another reason it's like this. I wrote a lot about like Black queer stuff, but I also wrote a lot about just queer stuff, and it was a lot of white things that I had to cover.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why it's like you aren't seeing that content for me, is not necessarily just because I'm not reviewing it, but like if it exists and because it's like my own time and my own money now, I can be a little bit more and have to be a little bit more specific about what I'm going to cover and what I'm not. But I've been watching a lot of like old stuff that I like, and I've been doing a lot of like first watches. Okay. I'm watching the Gilmore Girls for the first time.
I
This has
want to
been a
watch the Gilmore
trend
Girls. I told
lately.
you it's a
We have
thing. I
literally been
was
talking
like,
about like Dawson's Creek
Okay.
and Gilmore Girls and stuff lately, and I don't know what's happening and what
I don't know
resurgence
what's
they're
going
having,
I know
but
on.
Shayna's
we
like,
have
what
talked
the
about
fuck?
this on the
I don't
podcast
know what's going
multiple
on.
times lately.
Yeah.
I tried to rewatch Dawson's and I was like, this was a specific time
It
that
did not
it's
age well. Huh?
not, it's just is like not, I don't know if it didn't age well. Well, that answer is yes.
Mm-hmm.
But also like I was of age, like I was of that age when it was out. Like,
Right.
so I think I resonated with it far more than
Like we watched
I,
it on TBS and
yeah. And I
BT and
think
all
I was
that.
like, this is about me. And now I watch it and I was like, this is like not about me, like at all. I don't have a dying grandmother and I did not just move here from New York City as the bad girl. Like, it's just not. But Gilmore
That
Girls,
realization. It's
everybody is fucking talking about Gilmore Girls. And I had never seen it. And I'm watching it for the first time and I'm writing about it.
Mhm.
So far, there are no Black people on this show.
I would imagine.
There are no Black people on this show. It takes place in like Connecticut.
Oh.
And like, but yeah, so that's what I've been doing and watching a lot of movies, but I go to a lot of festivals. So the movies that I see don't come out for a minute. Like I just what just came out? On Netflix, Will Ferrell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
Um
with his trans best friend.
oh God, I forgot
What's
the
the name
name
of
of
that
it.
one?
But it's
Saw it.
so good. It's so good.
I can't wait to
And
see it.
like Dead Boy Detectives, also very gay and very good on Netflix. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, stuff like that. Agatha All Along. Shashir just came out as queer. So like it's just a lot of stuff, but not a lot of stuff at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't watch industry, so I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah, love that one too.
I've never seen an
What's
episode.
what's the biggest change from leaving Autostraddle? What's the biggest change in your writing since moving on and starting your Substack and working for these other publications? Like, what is the biggest change in your writing?
I really do think it's just like being able to focus more on like the shit that I want to on a deeper level. I've always written, I'm a critic at heart, right? So I love to review films and stuff like that. But what made my work stood out, and I think, sorry, I know what was the thing that sort of grabbed people and made them gravitate to my work and led to success is that I'm very personal in my like film and TV reviews. And I'm always finding a connector.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm always seeking that connection in my work. Um, except when I was at Autostraddle, I had to like sort of find a lot of connections in like white queer stuff, or that was the connection was that it's white, it's queer, and I'm not white, but I am queer. And I just kind of was repeating that a lot over and over again. But now it's like I get to write about things that aren't inherently queer because it's just like a part of my identity. It's not necessarily all of who I am. So I know people expect a lot of queer content from me, and it's never going to stop, but I can watch something and not try to find the queer thing to write about
Mm-hmm.
in order to get it published. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if I watch something, I don't even know what's something super straight that I like watched recently that was not gay at all. Oh, No One Asked for This on
Oh, is
Netflix.
that the one with Adam Brody in
Yeah,
it?
and like it's spoiler alert, it's like not gay. It is like a tiny bit, but when I write about it, I'm not going to be writing about that factor. I'm just going to be writing about the fact of like missing rom-coms and seeing it on screen, even though it's a very white, straight, cis couple. So it's just that. So I think maybe people are shocked that I watch stuff that's not gay has been a biggest change.
They're like, what are
Like,
you
They're like,
doing?
oh, she
why
has
are you over
range.
here? She watches all things. Like, so I think that's the only thing, but it's also super fair for that sector of the people to think that because where were they reading me on Autostraddle?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so there were some people who read me on Autostraddle and only read my work there. And there were other people who read my work and followed me and read me elsewhere. Because my whole time at Autostraddle, I made it a point to never be exclusive with them. I was always able to write wherever I wanted, specifically because I didn't want to have my bylines. Yeah, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. The main thing is that I write about stuff that's not gay.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing, which I really like. So
that's cool. That's refreshing.
yeah, it's nice.
See this content through a queer eye, but
yeah, because everything I'm gonna write is gay because I'm gay. You get what I'm saying? But
exactly.
like, it's like whether or not I choose to explicitly write about that, and I do. But the point for me is like writing on my own site. I also get to hire people who aren't me, like, and can see stuff from their lens, which is what I was doing at Auto Shadow. And I was doing it much more because it wasn't my money. Like, it wasn't a lot of money that I was working with, but it wasn't mine. And I could hire more voices and I could do one-offs. So now when I do it on my site, it's a little more limited because, like I said, I don't have like $1 million to like pay a bunch of freelancers to send them all to film festivals and have them all write about everything. A bunch of QTBIPOC people just, that's the goal, but like I can't do that. So now it's more film festival focused. So like I ask for people who are going to a film festival to pitch me, who are QTBIPOC, and like I set aside a few $100 and I can pay them to cover it. You know what I mean? Because they get my view, people get their view. Like, it's nice. But
it's cool.
If I had $1 million, I would sure be paying a whole lot more people, and I would definitely have my own auto shadow by now. So that is for sure. So if anyone has like $1 million that they would just like love to give me, that would be awesome. I
was wondering if you were getting to your altar call.
Yeah, I am. This is it. Give me $1 million. Like, that's the whole pitch. But yeah. But I think that was such a good question. That's the biggest thing. People are surprised that I don't just write about queer stuff.
It's so entertaining to see how people will try to limit our range. Like, you just have a blocker up on your TV screen that says if it's straight, no. And then it just all filters out the queer stuff just for you to be able to watch and review.
Just me. And they're like, if it's straight, you are not allowed to view it.
Right. It's behind like a parent protector wall.
You can't watch
you from all the straight stuff.
You can't watch it. Bridgerton, not for you, Shelli. No, yeah, it's just like random scenes of queerness that I have to piece together myself. And I'm like, but yeah, man. Also, some people are mad about that. I've been like, had a lot of people tell me my work is like now bad. Not a lot, but a few people, sorry, that my work is like bad because they're used to me writing about right? They're used to me writing. Say her name too.
They're
but like, yeah. So, but I think people were just like mad. I don't know, man. That whole debacle, that whole thing was like very muddy, very secretive, and not everybody knows everything that happened there. But the main thing is
we'd be so sensitive too, like taking things personally, like for you, like just moving on with what you're writing, like people to take that personally.
Dude, like, how are you so mad at me that I like am not writing about something gay? That makes me. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Right. It's also like, how are you going to be mad at me for basically starting my own business and still resourcing Black queer writers and still putting our voice out there and doing it from a lens that we have it. But, you know, if you don't want nice things, just say that.
If you don't want nice things, so, you know, not all of us deserve nice things. Like,
this is proof.
Everybody deserves nice things. But yeah, but that's all. I will tell y'all mess off camera, though. If you want to know anything.
I love this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That I will do. Yeah.
Don't play with us.
1,000%.
You know, we love
1,000%.
And we will be getting to it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was like, this post production is about to be another hour.
I love it. Right. Love it.
So tell us about Hi Shelli. Hi Shelli. Excuse me. I just butchered your Substack.
Dude,
tell us about Hi Shelli and just like the different sections. There's a lot of really cool things that you do in your Substack, but like tell us about it.
Tell the people.
I do. It's literally just me, like, in pop culture from my lens because I'm the one writing it. And like I said, sometimes I have guest writers and stuff. But I think the main difference about what you'll find on Hi Shelli versus elsewhere in my pop culture work, it's longer and the dives are like deeper. Like I do this thing called the Rewatch Diaries, which I did the first edition of it. I did high fidelity. And it's like I for the Rewatch Diaries, it has to be a show that has less than 3 seasons and like got canceled or something like that. Because I find that I love a lot of shows that are like less than 3 seasons long and have this like super niche community that watched it. And High Fidelity is like 1 season, but people fucking loved it and it got canceled. So that's the Rewatch Diaries. I also focus a lot more on fashion on my site. There was a column that I always wanted to do called Forgotten Fashion in Film, but I never got to do it because places were just like, no, that's just like a deeper dive. We don't have the money to pay you to do that. And so I do it on my own site. I just look at films that have fashion that are outside of like Clueless that people sort of love. The most recent one I did was Wish Upon a Star. Came out in 1996. Katherine Heigl is in it. Like the girl from 27 Dresses
on
and
Disney,
Grace.
right?
It's on Disney. It was on Disney every hour on the hour for like 7 years straight. And I was like, I honestly think that is where my obsession with patent leather block heels came from, was that movie. Because now I own like 7 pairs of patent leather block heels.
That's funny.
And I think it's because that show was on like every 20 minutes. That movie was on like every 20 minutes. So I do that, but I break it apart. I do a lot of reviews, but the main thing that I do is, it hasn't been so much bi-weekly, maybe like every 3 weeks. What I'm watching, what I'm reading, it's like a weekly wrap up for me. And it's like, I usually pick a film or a movie that is similar to something that happened to me in that week. Like when I was going to Sundance, I picked Newsies. You guys remember movie Newsies?
I never watched it, but I know what it is.
Incredible film, first of all. Never watching Newsies is crazy. Also, I think it's one of the gayest male films of all time, but they're all straight in their children. So take with that what you need.
Yeah.
But Christian Bale is in it. Crazy. Like he's singing and dancing as a 1930s paper boy.
Oh, wait a minute.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting.
This is a musical, right?
Oh yeah, it's a musical.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, we're about to get Kris to watch a musical, and I'm not going to say shit. I am just going to sit and wait and get you to convince Kris to say yes to watching this film. That's what. Go ahead, please pitch.
It's so good. You have to watch it. Christian Bale, 1930s. Imagine like Peaky Blinders in Brooklyn, and everybody's under the age of 13. And everyone's singing and dancing. Oh, wait a minute.
A teen musical.
Union. Nope, there's a union involved.
So, okay. Socialism.
Politics. Okay. Yep. Great.
Okay. Yeah.
Politics.
Great.
But
maybe
yeah.
The union might have gotten me, but
it's so cute. It's really good. And there's like 2 to 3 Black people in it, I think.
Oh, now that is. So I would imagine if it was on my Netflix, they would show the picture of just that.
They would absolutely zoom in on the extra in the back.
Oh my God, Music's is Black.
Strong Black lead. Look at that.
Right. Okay. Instantly.
That is really nasty what they do with that. I'd be like, all right.
Black history.
Crazy how they do us. That is crazy to just like bait us with that. Like,
I hate it when they try. It's the same thing that we do with like a lot of queer shows. They try to like, they're saying this show is queer. And I'm like, it's not. There's a queer person in it, but they like, don't say anything but I am queer, like every other episode. But yeah, so I do that. I write like a personal narrative piece, and it's a lot of like, I'm freelancing for myself and I get to do what I want. So it is a little chaotic, but it is a lot of order. But it's chaotic like to when I post and stuff like that, because it's my own time and my own money and I get to take my time, and like it's been really nice. So it's been really hard, but it's also really nice.
That's awesome. Is it 2 years now with
It's
the
been 2
Substack?
years.
Oh,
Yeah. I
wow.
had the
Congrats. That's
Substack
awesome.
for like, thank you. Like, here's the thing. I had the Substack for like 4 years, but I never
Mhm.
told anyone about it. I used to
Mm-hmm.
just write on it because I wanted to.
Mhm.
And then auto shuttle happened, da da da. And my best friend and my partner were like, you should just share your Substack and turn on like paid subscribers. And I was like, people are not going to give me like $10 a month. And then my friend was like, they give Auto Shuttle like $10 a month for their A+ thing.
Mhm.
And sure enough, like I got a lot of subscribers. It's been really cool. And now I post a lot more like free content.
Mhm.
But paid content would be great. More, but just like a little less paid content, more free. But yeah, that's what's
That's awesome.
happening.
I
2
love
years
this.
old.
Is there
Go
a
forth.
favorite section that you have on your
Dude,
Substack or a
Mm.
favorite like series or something that you write that folks could tune into if it's their first time coming in?
yeah, I honestly, there's only one iteration on it right now because it takes so long to do. But the rewatch diaries are my favorite. I love telling people when I meet people because eventually people will ask me like what I do and or I'm like introduced. It's like, oh, she's a writer. And I'm like, yeah, I write about like what movie are you watching? What shows are you watching? I always end up telling people about shows that are already out that I just like love watching over and over and over and over again. But I can't like trap somebody at a party and be like, now this is why. In season 1, episode 6, this character says that I can't do that at a party. I can, but I
Good.
want to make friends. So, but and on the rewatch diaries, I can do that. I like break down characters, I break down the season, I break down plots that I liked, and people have responded super well to it because you don't have to read it all in one sitting. I want people to like go watch the show and like come back, and it's so cool. And I'm working on another one now for a show called Welcome to Flatch. Have you ever seen it?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
It's only on Prime Video. It used to only be on Hulu. I bought and purchased both seasons with my own hard work money. Um, it is the stupidest show of all time, and I love it so
What
much.
is it
It's
about?
it is about these people. It's a mockumentary, so like
Mhm.
Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
And there's these people. They live in a small town called Flatch, Ohio. Less than 2,000 people live there. And this film crew has come down to like explore what it's like to be in a small town because a lot of like millennials are trying to like buy property and move to smaller towns and like all this. You know, people are always like, I'm gonna farm. Like, yeah, dude, I literally do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it explores the like day-to-day life of people who have already lived there. Incredible.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. And it's based off this British show called Our Country, which is also the most batshit thing I've ever seen in my life. But so stuff like that, like deep dives like that, stuff where it's like, I don't think anybody cares about this. And maybe they don't, but it's my site and I get to like do what I want. And
Exactly that.
turns out there's a lot of people who do care and
Yeah.
watch the stupidest things. So yeah.
I love that. There was I think one of your writers wrote about that Truman Capote Swans show.
Oh,
The
that's
newsletter.
Harlow Harlow.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I
And I
also
watched
have
because of that. So,
oh,
and it was good.
shut
Yeah,
up. Oh
I
my
did.
God.
I was like, let me give it a shot. It was good.
I have to
It was
tell them
good.
that. So yeah, that's what it's like. And I also love to be able to assign writers things who are obsessed with whatever the thing is on the show.
Mm-hmm.
That
Hmm.
writer, Harlow, is a vintage person, like through and through.
Hmm.
Loves like Barbara, like loves all the dolls from back in the day.
Yeah, all that high
And
society.
yes, and is obsessed with that time period and really like lives that life. So when that show came out, I wanted to watch it, but I didn't want to review it because it's not my lane or my beat. So I
Yeah.
feel like my review was going to be like, which also happens a lot in writing, where you can tell someone is reviewing something because they like are assigned it
Hmm.
versus them having like a, I'm so excited about it. So I
Mm-hmm.
reached out to Harlow and they were like, yes, bitch, I will talk about this. And it was really cool to have them explore like the connection between like themselves to and it like as a trans femme non-binary person watching the show who is obsessed with vintage stuff, but knowing how they might be treated in that era as this type of, you know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I have to tell them that. That's so nice to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah. Like,
See, this
check it
is
out.
why people need to give me $1 million so that I can
Right
hire
there.
more people.
Honestly, you would be somebody, if I had $1 million, I'd just write the check now.
Dude,
Honestly
everyone
would.
send me $722 in the world.
That's it.
I don't know how much money that works out to, but
You'd
I can make it
be
work.
like Oprah rich
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. You might be able to
That's
sun Oprah a little bit, to be
I
Yeah,
was
honest.
gonna
honestly.
be like,
Like,
Probably Oprah like a
girl.
few times. A few
Yeah.
times.
that
Yeah.
might be a
Get this
lot.
bum
You're
out of
right.
here.
The day I call Oprah
Oprah.
bum,
Yeah.
I
I know.
swear to
It's
God.
like
Crazy.
ah,
But yeah, that's it.
it's awesome. In the last 2 years, I know you said that there hasn't been a lot of like Black queer content that's been good. Has there been anything like folks missed in the last like 2 years as Black queer
Dude,
content?
yes. Interview with a fucking vampire. Okay.
Watch that. I was like, I don't
I
even care about vampires, but y'all make it sound.
That's a crazy statement. I don't care about vampires is a
I
wild
don't.
statement.
I really
Because
don't.
insane. I
I know.
personally very much care about vampires. If there are
The
any
vampire community
listening,
after me.
I would love to be one.
Yeah. I think the
It's
Ray-Ban vampire commercial is the only one that I really like. Remember
I have no clue what you're talking about.
the Ray-Ban 90s commercial? They put their Ray-Bans on and then the vampires that didn't just turn into dust. It's a deep
Oh,
cut, but I thought
that's
it was cute.
fly.
Yeah, they're
I
like
no.
with their glasses on and like and then they turned to
They could
dust. It
do a
was just
redo
like
and add Megan Thee Stallion with
yeah.
it. That would be
But
brilliant.
Oh my
What a
can
perfect
and
circle
can.
back.
I love that. Oh
I
my
would love
God.
it.
I
Yeah.
would love that.
Yeah.
So
Cut me
again,
a
if
check.
anyone's listening, we
Cut me
would
my
like
check.
Yeah. A lot of
That's
I
it.
checks this
don't need a
episode.
check.
Okay?
I
Because
just
we are
would like to be a
manifesting this
vampire.
episode, and
Absolutely.
that's what I'm here for.
Like, okay, here's the thing. I watched Interview with a Vampire. Okay, that's a lie. And when it came out, the show, I was like, I'm not watching this because I love the movie and like the movie snob in me came out and I was like, ugh. And then like whatever. It passes me by because I was like, I wasn't gonna watch it. Plus, it was on
Hmm.
like AMC, and I hadn't
Mhm.
been an AMC girl since like Walking Dead, and now I'm back because of Daryl. But whatever, it's a whole other story. And then like the second season was coming out, and I was like, this got a second season. That's crazy. It has to be one of those shows that just got it because like you know how certain shows they're just like, here's a season 2 through 7,
She
i.e.,
hates
Yellow
me.
Jackets.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. But anyway, also they still owe me a varsity jacket that they said they were gonna give me, and they have not. Anyway,
Oh.
Wow.
but so I like watched, I gave it another shot. I was like, I'm gonna watch this first season. If you've ever heard me speak ill of Interview with the Vampire, the series, no, you did not. Because it's incredible. It's so gay. It's very, very black. It's based in New Orleans. It's literal Southern Gothic. It's so good. Like the black storyline, the blackness is the plot. Like
Mhm.
he's a vampire, but it's so so good. It's not as gory as you might think. So
Hmm. That's good to
if
know.
you're like, yeah, if you're not like fucking with that, then I mean it's a vampire show. So, but it's no True
Yeah.
Blood. You get what I'm saying? Which incredible series, but it's so good and it's so gay and it's about like Louis, the main black vampire, who also is just such a great actor.
Mhm.
Like I
I've
love the
watched
show
it.
to the point. Yeah, I've watched it. I love the show to the point where, you know, I like a show if I like watch the extras. I've watched
Mhm.
every extra there could possibly be, and he's such a good actor. He's so good. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
I did, and that's why I want to
Okay,
watch it off the strength of this.
because that's him exactly. So
Yeah.
it's like, and he's so good, and he's like so cute, and he's such a
Hmm.
good actor. But you should watch it. It gets very gay,
Okay.
like episode 2, and I was like,
No. You're like, what have we here?
We're
Mhm.
naked. Awesome. And floating. Great. This
I'll
is
give it a
nice.
shot.
Lots of butts. But it's really good.
That's the
So
real
that's been the
advertisement.
lots of ass.
Lots of
Lots of
ass.
lots of toned butts. Yeah.
cheeks.
Just
It's
like
just
lots of
going
toned butt cheeks.
right
Yeah.
there.
And they're just like floating. And you're just like, good job.
Floating cheeks.
I don't think
But
there's a better,
a better sell. Yeah.
yeah,
No, but
than that.
that is definitely like my answer for that. It's slept on. It's
Okay.
really, really good.
I'll
Also,
watch.
Swarm was good. With
Swarm was good.
Yeah.
I
Swarm
like
is
Swarm a
good.
lot.
Still
Yeah.
upset.
Swarm a lot.
Still upset. Yeah. Dominique Fishback deserves
Yeah.
everything.
That Donald
But
Glover, I tell you what, a handful. Just don't know
it's
what's wrong with him, but just
handful is
God damn
also,
it.
I hope that in the episode notes there are a list of wild things that Kris has said. Because
a handful. It's great. It's just a handful.
calling
Just
Donald Glover a
a
handful
handful,
is
okay? Just
chaotic.
what do we do?
He is not
you
a
know?
toddler.
He's a handful. He acts like it sometimes. Like I just don't get it. He's like, get
Fully
over
grown
that,
man
you know,
just
that black
causing
suburban
chaos.
angsty thing where it's just like, all right, nigga, grow up. He has that, but
Crazy.
incredible
So
creator.
funny.
Yeah,
That's so
really
funny.
good creator. But yeah, that's what I've
I like
been.
that. Okay, I'll
Wow.
watch.
Such
Watch
range
it.
in all of this. Thank
Yeah.
you so much
Yeah,
for all of the
right?
recommendations and all the
Of
Yeah.
things.
course.
All of
I wish
that.
I had more, but
I mean, you've
Okay,
given
oh,
us a
Dead
great
Boy
list.
Detectives on Netflix is really good.
What is it?
Dead Boy Detectives. It's
Dead
also
Boy
queer and
Detectives.
POC. Yeah, it might be a little
Oh.
hidden, but it's really good. It's really,
Yeah,
really, really good. Yeah.
I've been watching too many
Little
straight stuff.
teen
They didn't
show.
even put
Did
that
you
on
say
mine.
straight or street?
Straight stuff that they're, I was like, my algorithms are not putting it,
I was
to the
just gonna
forefront.
ask, what would street
I'm
mean?
screaming.
Like, we're watching.
There is some
I
street.
personally am watching some street shit, and because I
Yeah.
watched like Love After Lockup.
Well, there was that, and then what was that other thing I was watching?
Life After Lockup, because I watched that
No,
too.
I remember that
The
jail
social
experiment
experiment?
show they did.
Everything
Yeah.
have to
That
do
was
with jail.
interesting. That was
What is it?
compelling.
The cultural experiment?
Yeah, the one where they like
Something.
let them be free kind of in the prison.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They
That
were
was
like
great
no
to watch.
guards,
Like OGs
no
versus young
security,
cats. And
figure
like,
it
what will
out.
happen? Yeah. Like that. Like that.
And yet no one will give me $1 million to like,
Yeah.
okay.
And listen,
Okay.
because I was like, wow, okay, Netflix.
But that's
they got me.
greenlit. Sure. Why not?
And I press play. And I press play. They got me.
Yeah.
So
I love
funny.
this.
All right. Before we go off to our bad queer opinions, Kris, anything else you want to?
I don't think so.
I feel like this was great. This was so fun and
Well,
so fun.
how do
I
you
feel like
maintain your creativity and well-being while balancing multiple projects? I wanted to ask this, related to burnout and stuff.
Yeah. To be honest, I've been like resetting doing that. I used to be very, very good at that up until like a year ago. And I think it's just because I was trying to find the new groove with work and like being this freelancer and then like, you know what I mean? So I kind of lost it. But now I think now that my life is sort of I had a lot of big changes going on the past year, like and stuff. And I think my last, like, most recent big change and stuff is like finished. And now it's like I get to settle down into myself and to my routine. So I honestly think that the launch of this series is like watching Gilmore Girls for the first time, because it's a series where I'm going to watch like this show or film that people love that I've never seen for the first time. It adds to me being creative and not having burnout because it's fun. I'm gonna watch TV anyway, and now I get to like share these like first thoughts with someone, literally, or whoever on the internet and stuff like that. But the balance is kind of just like, this is gonna sound so grown up, which is crazy, but like you just have to really, really carve out time. And I think the older you get, the less time, like the harder it is to carve out time to do stuff for yourself. Because I think as we get older, your lives change, right? You're either like you're carving out time for work, you're carving out time for family, then you're carving out time for your nuclear family, which is like your partner and your kids, and then you're carving out time for like besties and like all this stuff, and it gets the calendar looks like it's not any time for you, but you kind of have to really like sketch it in a little bit.
And make
we
the
can
effort.
and make the effort. And I know that's easier said than done. Probably easier said than done for me because like I don't have any like kids and stuff like that. And I don't have like your standard 9 to 5 sort of like job all the time. So it's easier for me to be like, I'm gonna take a nap and wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning and stay up until 4 playing video games because I can. But there are a lot of people who can't do that. But that's my creative time and that's my way of like balancing it out. Is like making that time for myself during the week. And it literally is like 1 a.m. to 4 a.m., but it's like the coolest time. And I like have a great
time.
And then I end up texting myself a lot. I text myself pieces a lot, like through those hours. And that's where I came up with a lot of the ideas for some really cool pieces that I want to write and stuff like that. So, but yeah, you kind of just have to like make the effort with like anything in life, but especially like finding creative balance. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good question.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. And I love that late night time is like so quiet and peaceful and nobody's texting. Just like
it's awesome. Plus I just get to be chaotic while the house is sleeping. I get to just like eat Ruffles and like
like I know. You'd be like, no one knows I binge watch Captain Planet.
No one knows except
Just
this
me.
trail of Ruffle crumbs leading to the remote.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah.
That's funny. Oh my God. Well, this confirms I need to watch Gilmore because this, listen, we had been talking about this and it just comes up and I was just like, well, it seems like it's a queer classic and all that. And you know,
I don't know if it's queer. I'm only on episode 3 though, so of season 1.
It's because I had seen Black queer people talking about it and I was like, well, wait a minute.
Black queer people do love it, man.
Yeah. I was like, did I miss something? So
maybe it's just a white classic that's for us.
Might be.
Yeah.
Might be.
Yeah.
Like Vanessa Carlton, which is what's that song? 1,000 Miles. Like that's ours.
Yeah.
Like you know.
Yeah.
Natasha maybe Gilmore Girls
is also ours.
Yeah, Natasha Bedingfield is
100% ours.
She's
like,
ours. She is also ours. Like we named her.
You know what I'll give them, but is also ours is I don't know if y'all have seen the discussions around this, but I'm
so nervous.
People are trying to make Mr. Brightside the new Sweet Caroline, and I am all for it. I was like, that I could see it because they were Sweet like Caroline is better for Mr. Brightside.
I'm sorry, man. Sweet Caroline. I have to have it at least like twice a summer. It's
twice a summer.
Gotta. So good. It's so good. It's so good.
Look at that. Look at that.
But I'm all for their movement. I was like, no, that's
their movement. Top.
Yeah, that's their movement. That's the things they got to worry about. Like we're trying to get rights. They're like trying to supplant Sweet Caroline. So you know,
crazy. That's
like we live two different lives.
Two different Americas.
Two completely different lives.
Two different Americas. Okay?
Different set of goals. Crazy.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, go work, girls. This is what I needed.
Wow. I feel like all of this.
You came back. She came home. Shana, she came home.
She came home.
You know what? I'm excited to I'm gonna now that I'm like back into watching things and all that stuff like that. I can't wait to come back again because I'll have like I'm watching more things now, like more things are coming out. It's like a whole thing. So, but yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, we got to do a TV and film.
Yes,
we'll do like a special. We'll do a special.
Because now that it's fall, the good stuff is back too.
And give me time to prepare like some categories of things to watch and recommendations. I can do this. I can do that.
Okay. No musicals. You know the rules.
No, add one.
So it'll be all musicals.
At least one.
That's crazy.
We could also do it where like each of us get to watch the thing and see the different perspectives because I feel like all of us are different enough.
Like that.
It would just be fun to see.
Yeah.
I like
but just like
all of that, which means Kris, you would have to watch a musical.
With no musical.
You would have to watch
at least one.
I lock in step with you. I was like, wow, this is great on-air producing until you got there. I was like,
Just one.
Newsies is so
Just
good.
one.
Newsies is so good.
I feel like
You
Shelly
know
gave
what
us
y'all
a
only
else?
have
description of
one.
that, so
Y'all have only
Grease
one
2.
musical a year. So if y'all wanted to be Newsies,
that's the card.
only
Does
gonna
High
be
School Musical
one.
count?
I wouldn't put that. No,
Please
That's
don't.
this is crazy responses. High School Musical is incredible.
no.
The second one has the best soundtrack.
No.
Fabulous.
I
No.
feel like I stopped watching Disney Channel because of High School Musical.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that was
fair.
when I was like, we're really
That's
done.
fair.
I was like that.
insane.
And to be fair, I was probably like, again, it's like I'm aged out, but that's when I knew
absolutely
for sure. I was
no.
like, this is it.
I was
No, that was
absolutely
fair.
aged out, and I was like, "This is incredible."
Mm-mm.
So bad.
Two different Americas.
There's no way.
Two different Americas. Two different Americas.
Two different Americas.
I was like, get
Crazy.
this off the channel.
Okay,
guide.
I know they were wrapping up, but I have a question because I want to know what qualifies as a musical. Okay, don't
It's a great question.
would you watch a Goofy movie or have you seen a Goofy movie?
Well, animated, I don't count.
See, that's not fair because
Animation
that's a
does not
musical.
count. Animation
That's
doesn't count. You don't
100%
know what
a
it is.
Chris
musical.
has
I don't want to
ridiculous
watch.
rules to this, and
That's
I'm
a
excited for
wild
Chris to
rule.
share. Thank you.
That's not a
Yeah.
wild rule.
That's-
It's
yeah.
animation. It's so different. And even with so I love Bob's Burgers, and sometimes it gets a little too much. Like, you know what I mean? But I give
Fair.
cartoons a lot of leeway to do whatever they need to do and all that. But I
That's
don't want to
crazy.
watch
Thank you.
humans walk around and sing their feelings for the majority of the movie. Like, I don't want to see that. I don't
What
want to see
is
that.
a
Like,
Goofy
just
movie?
talk. Just
They're
talk.
not even humans, so
Just
you will watch
talk.
humans, but
Just
you will
talk.
watch whatever.
Yeah, animated characters.
Max
Yeah, I think they're
Amelius
dogs, right?
is.
I think. Yeah, I don't know.
I am so
Doberman? I
happy
don't know
that
what they are.
somebody else is having this conversation because you are having the reaction that
But
I had
I
when
don't-
Chris told me this and how the
Crazy.
logic isn't logicking.
It
I
doesn't
don't-
have to be logical because
Mm-mm.
animation is, y'all know, animation is so different from everything. You got to set that aside. But I said, I'll watch Black musicals and love them. I love The Wiz
Because then
and
you wouldn't watch The Color Purple.
Dreamgirls.
You
Yeah,
wouldn't go
I
see
don't-
the new
things with
Color
abuse.
Purple. And so Chris
I don't
saying that I
know.
watch Black queer things and then doesn't watch the Black queer musical that comes out.
No,
Wild.
not that one.
Are
Not
you gonna
that
go
one.
see Wicked?
No.
I'm
No,
not either.
mm-mm.
I don't like Wicked
No.
like that.
What?
Yeah.
The film is about to be incredible.
Isn't that the one that y'all all like? I feel like that is
I don't
Wicked
wanna
is the
be in
one that
category.
theater loves.
That's
period.
crazy.
That theater loves Wicked, and
That's true. I just don't like. I don't know why I'm whispering. I
Because-
don't like Ariana Grande.
mm,
wow. Okay,
Yeah,
that's fair.
okay.
That's peace.
like well, okay,
That's
okay.
peace.
I thought you were gonna say Cynthia Erivo, and we were gonna have to fight, but otherwise,
She's come a
Well,
long way.
hold on.
Oh.
Not a huge fan, but it's okay.
Oh, why?
Not a huge
You don't want
fan.
to see
such a
Cynthia
talent.
sing her
Can I tell you who I do like? This is not on the topic.
Mm,
Sabrina Carpenter. I love her.
That was
She's
left
so
field.
fun.
That was
Left.
left.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was all the way
Yeah,
over there.
that went
yeah,
all the way.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But the little. Let me bring it back.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Chapel Roan, the
Oh my God,
HOTT.
Yeah.
I don't care for her music, but Sabrina
That's
Carpenter,
so funny.
top of my Spotify all summer long.
Did you see her sing with Christina Aguilera?
Did not. Chapel or Sabrina?
Sabrina.
Did not.
Yeah, they did a remake of one of Christina's
Jeannie
songs to celebrate the 25 years of. I bet it was Jeannie about, but
That makes sense.
Christina continues to eat,
Of course.
take seconds, and dessert, ready for more.
course.
And it
But
was so
yeah,
great
I
to hear
love-
Sabrina Carpenter's voice,
Little version.
little
Yeah.
voice on
I
that.
love her.
And I was
Little
trying to be so
voice.
respectful and not be like her little son, but that's what it
Little-
was. And then Christina came in and was like, and this is what a
And this
vocalist
is-
does.
Which is crazy when someone's paying homage to you, but sure.
That's so
Like-
funny.
I was
Give me
if
the
I
mic,
was
baby.
Christina on the couch, I would have just been sitting there looking at her exactly the way it was, which was just a
Oh my
mix
God.
of love and lust.
I'm gonna go.
That's all I
look
would
that
have
up
done.
because I love her. I think
It
she's
was a good
great.
time. It was a good time.
Yeah,
Well,
she's wonderful.
that was a lot of pre-bad queer opinions before bad queer
Yeah,
opinions. I'm just
sorry.
gonna go ahead
Oh
and
my
actively
God, that is-
transition us into bad queer opinions. 'Cause
I
what type
have
of bad
one
queers
that's
would we-
prepared though.
I'm
Sorry.
so ready. No, this is great. What
Say
type
it.
of bad queers will we be if we didn't have unpopular queer opinions? I'm gonna start with mine because I feel like mine is a low level one, but also
Okay.
we're just all gonna kind of
Wild
agree
statement.
and then probably move. So my bad queer opinion comes from the Instagram account by_astrology. They do great work. Amazing things. The person who runs it, phenomenal.
Charming.
I was like, I think they use she, her pronouns, but I'm not going to do it. So it's Black queer person who runs the account. And they're unpopular, aka how I'm dubbing it a bad queer opinion. They said that queer culture revolves so heavily around substances and drinking that it is difficult to form meaningful and lasting relationships with others, which reinforces hyper individualism. Being queer under capitalism is heartbreaking. And I just felt like we needed to say that out loud here.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I also
Especially
feel like as queer women, we had an opportunity to like do something different. And
I was definitely gonna
Yeah.
say like gay men, it's definitely very alcohol substance heavy. The connections. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say
Agreed.
that.
Hard
Yeah,
agreed.
agreed.
I told you, quick,
Good.
quick and easy. Here we go.
Yeah, that was
On
good.
to the next one.
I feel like mine's quick and easy as well. I fell out of love with Hoochie Daddies very quickly. Like I could only get through season 1. And then season 2, and I don't know if we ever got to talk about it, but like I
No,
couldn't.
because neither of us watched
I
it.
was like, I finished. No, but I went through like 3 episodes of season 2 and I was like, all right. Well, that's
Can't do
enough.
it.
That's enough. Yeah. Like it very quickly, like it's like, even though I was happy that they had enough like rooms in season 2 and
Because wasn't
lighting
one sleeping in the
equipment.
closet?
Yes.
Very much so. Yes.
Yes.
So I was happy for the glow up and like if I'm sure they're still doing it or something. But anyways, like I just couldn't like very immediately. And it was like this same things I loved about it in season 1 was annoying in season 2. I'm like, this is dumb. We look dumb. So I don't know where that goes. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay, the magic is gone for me. So
Yeah, I mean, season 1 was kind of crazy too, but it's like it was funny, but I wish it was just funny which is unfair. I wish it was just funny for us because we understood it as like Black queer people, but then it became like a laughing stock to like especially straight Black men. And like, yeah, I'm gonna laugh at it. It's hard to say like I'm gonna laugh at it, but you shouldn't. But like, I'm gonna laugh at it, but you shouldn't, is how I felt about season 1. For Hoochie Daddies in general. Yeah, it became like a mockery when I kind of was like, that's not nice.
Yeah. And it's like I didn't really care who like outside of our community was commenting on it, but even just for me, I was like, this is
Damn.
like I don't want to watch it.
Crazy.
Dumb. So yeah.
Fair. Well, on the topic of like reality TV, mine isn't even about reality TV, but I'm gonna connect that. So you were saying like Hoochie Daddies and stuff like that. My opinion on that was just like, you know, mockery being made fun of, like on reality TV. Same thing, a lot of ways people felt about that one show on Netflix, the queer version, The Ultimatum. So a lot of people didn't want to watch that because it was like, of course, please show toxic queer culture before you show like great, wonderful relationships and friendships and stuff like that. And so that's a show based on couples. And my back queer opinion is that I think couples pages are like they shouldn't be allowed. Because it's just so like it's very cringy to me. It just is very, 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 very cringy to me. But not to just like regular people, even content creators. And my thing is like, what happens when you break up? Or if you break up, or if like one part of that couple really is not wanting to like do all this, or like what happens when you have kids, or if you have kids and like, or just any life changes, you're gonna feel the need to like update the world on both of you. And then like when it's like tagged, it's the couple's page, but like each pages are tagged. It's just like, and like I mean, I guess publicly, the only way that I think that it's like, I don't want to say acceptable because like whom ameth I, but is if you're using it as like a little archive. You know what I'm saying? Of like, but I feel like that can be private.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think couples pages are like, no, I hate them. And I feel like a lot of queer people have like couples pages.
Yeah.
And like
big business.
And also that, like, what facade are you putting on for people that are
Mm-hmm.
single and queer looking at this thing when you're like definitely not putting up all the real stuff. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's my background
I
opinion.
like that. That's a good shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're interesting because they're big business and
Yeah.
everything's a rollout or content for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's so funny to see, well, not funny, but when they break up and you find out who's the less popular one from
Yes,
it,
it's
it's very
so
that's the best part of
crazy.
it.
And
Like,
That's the drama we wait for. Yep.
that's
yeah.
what makes me cringe the most. And like that's kind of why I came up with it because there's always a new like queer
Yeah.
couple breaking up on TikTok every week. And
Truly.
there's one
Having to do the
specific one that
announcement.
yes. And I'm
What do
like,
y'all think of the announcement? Do you think that they owe people like an actual video or just any
I don't think
notes
they
app announcement? Like, because if that was their
no.
content and then now they ain't rocking with each other, they're getting a
But
divorce.
the
It's kind
only
of like,
thing you need to tell people is the brands that you like sold work to. You know what I'm saying? Because then it just turns everything into content. It turns the breakup into content. And then all of a sudden, people are like finding a way to connect breakups to sell like squatty potties. And you're like, how did we get here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just so, I don't know.
it's a
It's just,
lot.
you know what it is? It's secondhand embarrassment. That's what I think I get
Yeah.
from it. And I'm just like, because when they break up, you're always like, wow, no one liked you this
Yeah,
side.
specifically. And like now you know.
And now you know.
Yeah, that
Ugh,
first piece of content after the breakup is funny. It just
like crazy. And then if they get back together, they delete all the stuff from like,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mhm.
so
And then
embarrassing
you don't know if it's actually a real breakup because that might just be content.
for the
Mm-hmm.
content.
Yeah, exactly. We might be broken up all winter and
Right.
then, oh, we just happen to be at the same pride. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying that's the world. Like, and it's like, yeah, those pages are cringy. I agree with you. But people love them. God, they
People
love them.
love them,
People
dude.
love them. People love
Yeah,
those sites. My
I
wife
like
will
the
be like, "You
pages
people
that
still
love
rock
actually
up on
show
TikTok?"
the real sides of the relationship where they have like good lessons and things or show like
those are
cuteness.
cute.
And then the older couples are the ones that get me the
Oh,
most. The
those are so
older ones
good.
Okay,
don't count in this layer, I feel.
that is okay. Asterisk, yes. The
Yes.
older couples,
Okay.
They're just so
especially like
cute.
older dyke couples, I want to see it
You be
all.
saying that like they're
I,
dogs. You're
I,
so cute.
You can feel
that's
how
different.
cute I felt they were.
It's so funny.
You didn't have to do
Just
that.
like they're
You
just
didn't have to do
all
that.
puppies. Just old
That's
people are puppies.
different. If they're like old black dykes, yeah, man, show me everything. I want the
Yeah.
coffee in the morning, poorly filmed,
Mhm.
like just make a ebook and I'll buy it. Like
Hmm.
I love that because it's different. I feel like it's, I don't know, it's something you don't see. So it's more something to strive to or dream about, like
Yeah.
poorly filming your partner making, like with some cap
Yeah.
cut you just learn in your 70s. Like cute as shit,
It's so
man.
cute. And
It's
we
so
didn't get to see
cute.
that growing up. Like I didn't
Yeah.
see any queer
Yeah.
elders like that.
So romantical. So yeah, it comes with an asterisk, but that's my
Yeah.
back
That's
rear.
fair. I like that. I
That's
like
it.
that. My
Wow.
toxic trait is seeing the older couples and finding out one of them is like hotepi or just like out of touch.
Don't.
You're just like, you're
When
like,
they
y'all
finally
already,
say something, I'm like,
yeah, and you're like,
Not your witch
oh
laugh.
yeah,
no.
yeah,
It
it's like,
sucks.
it
You're like,
sucks, yeah,
fuck. All
because you're like,
right.
oh, that's just that is what they grew up in, but it's
Hmm.
also just like you
Like, you
kids
can't
suck or
say
thing.
that, grandma.
Yeah, you can't say
Stop.
that. Yeah, so.
So
I was
funny.
like, we've all
Crazy.
been around old black elders enough to know, like, I'm like, they are one video away, they are one live away from being exposed. Like,
My
so
father, please. When he tells me like he's like on Facebook, I'm like, God, he's so close to Instagram and he's so close to learning live. And I just don't want to be on my like TikTok
this
one
is so
day at night and then just see my dad like in some stitch. I'm gonna be like,
funny. Can you imagine?
please.
With
And then
all
they
the
like
lights on
find
it.
out that he has like a gay daughter. Then I'm like tagged and it's a whole
Yeah.
thing. Oh God,
The
please.
worst would be
That's
your dad being like a real influencer. Like he has
a
a big
huge
following and everything.
Hmm.
You know that?
Insane. Would kill
Mhm.
myself. Like
Like,
I would
Dad,
just
So
can I get a
funny.
shout out? It's like,
Mm,
no.
sorry, that gay shit I said I was okay
Yeah.
with.
It's like,
mm.
not
Turns
good for the
out
brand.
not good for the brand.
Not good for my audience, actually.
Not good for the brand. Sorry.
Yeah. He said, you know how they are. All right, Dad.
Crazy. That would be
Cutting you
so
off in the
wild.
Thanksgiving video. just immediately shuts off.
Dude,
Like,
would be so embarrassing. That could
Daddy
very
influence.
likely happen. That could very likely happen.
Listen,
It's
So
that's what these
funny.
kids are gonna have to deal with. We don't really have to deal with that. This next generation of kids are gonna have to deal with
has
like
to do.
influencer
Yeah.
parents.
Yep.
Insane.
Mhm.
Insane.
I
Oh,
love
those were
that.
good.
Those were really
Yeah.
good. Great job,
Those
team.
were
Loved
good.
it.
Great job.
Yeah,
All
Teamwork.
right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up the show. But you know, we would never leave you without giving shout outs to our faves. My shout out this week goes to Kinky Black House. They provide experiences, resources, and workshops for 21 and over QT BIPOC community, curated by House of Black, which is a Black BDSM pleasure based organization with the effort to multiply marginalized people, give multiply marginalized people experiences that further their BDSM journey. So you can follow and support them at Kinky Black House on IG.
My shout out is to Paola Ramos, who is a queer Latina journalist and author of the new book Defectors: The Rise of Latino Far Right Latino far right and what it means for America. This book is an exploration on how race, identity, and political trauma has influenced the rise of far right sentiment among Latinos and how this group can shape American politics. You could get this book everywhere where you get books, and we'll have Paula's IG.
Oh my gosh, guess what? I
Hmm.
forgot about this part. But I have one. Um, I'm ready. My queer shout out, or my Black queer shout out is Monday Coffee here in Chicago. Felton Kaiser, and crew. They just opened up like their big, like it's on the west side of Chicago, and it's a place where people can come and drink coffee and they can come hang out. It's part of a big community project, and it just opened up this past weekend. But Monday Coffee also has like their own brick and mortar and stuff like that. But it's really good. It's Black queer ran, and it's really, really cool. Amanda Hirth is also a part of it. But yeah, Monday Coffee for like cozy fall moments.
Oh,
I love this. And
love
then,
it.
Shelly, tell the people where they can find you and support your work.
I'm on Instagram at AO Shelly, AYOSHELLI. And then I am at hishelly.net. It's my Substack, and hishelly.com is where you can like, if you want to send me an email, like just be nice. But like if you want to send me an email and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. And I think a lot of people are like finding me and shit because of like IO his name and you like type it
Oh,
in
yeah.
and it's really cute. But
Mm.
mine is not my name at all. It's just like another way to say hi. So, but
It's AO.
it's exactly it's AO
Right.
Shelly. So not so
That
but
is
yeah.
so
That's
funny.
hilarious. I would have
It's
That
never
would be
even thought
crazy.
about
happening to
that.
you. I
But look
know.
at, a
That's
growth
Yeah.
very funny.
plan is a growth plan, and that's one of them.
Yep,
It's a
So
that is
plan.
congrats.
SEO right there.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it this way. Bring it this way. I accept, as my mom says. So, but yeah, that's where you can find
Oh,
me.
I love this. Shelly, we love having you. We will definitely make
Thank
this
you.
TV, movie, show, musical
Mhm.
for Kris review happen.
Oh,
And
1,000%.
it's going to
I'm
be
so
great.
for real. I'm
I'll
so for
watch it
real.
as long as you come back before the end of the year. I'll watch y'all's little
1,000%
musical,
guaranteed.
Oh my
whatever musical
God.
y'all want to
Oh
watch.
my
Just
God. Is
one
that all it
though.
took? Is that all
Just
it
We
took?
have to
one. It
figure
did, yep.
out the perfect one, though,
Porch.
Shana. We
Porch light.
Okay.
can't just like
Okay.
throw out
Yeah, don't throw this out.
Say
the
less.
faves.
Yeah.
I think it should be Newsies. Or we could do the color purple. We'll figure it out.
No,
We'll figure
Kris,
it
we
out.
already gave up on
Depressing.
Kris on the color purple because
Oh,
that's
Oh
okay.
my
respectful
God.
already. So we're
I
gonna
don't
find
like
another one.
certain
We're gonna find
films
another
like
one.
that.
If folks have
No.
suggestions, send them to
That
us.
part.
Send them to us so that we can make this happen. Okay?
Yes.
Your top-notch one, y'all.
It'd be
Top
so
notch,
cool if
though.
I could like get a
Let's
bot
go.
together of like either the Wiz or Dreamgirls wins. That would be amazing. But y'all would
Mm-mm.
overrule it, so it doesn't matter.
Yes, we
No.
would.
Like,
Yeah. 1,000%.
Don't play with us.
Yeah, no, for
Yes.
real.
Well, and for everybody else who was listening, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And
It's giving
as
me a
always,
headache.
we will see you next week.
Take care.
Me again. Can we talk about things? I'm